Good evening, dear friends. Welcome to the NK's concept. NK's concept will give you the thorough revision, or you should say, NK's concept start from the zero level to higher level of each and every subject of your branches, that is, electrical branch, electronics, and instrumentation branch. Today, I am starting from the network theory because this subject is common to all the three branches which I have mentioned above. Now, the first one is the elements, the very basic and the most important topic. What are the elements? Mean, what is the electrical elements? What are the electrical elements? The electrical elements are the various categories of elements which are as active and passive elements, linear and non-linear elements, unidirectional and bidirectional elements. I think you have heard all the names of the elements. So, in the later classes, we will discuss one by one in detail. First, we will look at the summary. What are elements? Time variant and time invariant elements, lumped network and distributed lumped elements network and distributed elements network. Now, elements. The the main the main concept of elements is lies here. Active and passive element. I'll discuss this in bilingual language also. That elements को categorize हम लोग करते हैं दो भाग में, active और passive elements. Active element further classified हो जाता है आपका independent elements और dependent elements. इंडिपेंडेंट एलिमेंट्स जो होता है इन एक्टिव एलिमेंट्स इंडिपेंडेंट and dependent means active elements are those elements which releases energy or which can access the energy. Okay, active elements are those elements which releases the energy. As we all know that current source and all the voltage, that is the current independent sources, and all the independent voltage sources are active elements. Therefore, the current source and voltage source are called as the independent active elements. Okay. Now, independent active elements are further classified as ideal independent active elements and practical independent active elements. Okay, as we all know, the voltage source and current source, we all know that ideal voltage source have zero internal resistance and ideal current source have infinite internal resistance. That's what I am going to discuss in further lectures. Now, here independent elements as practical independent active elements. These are also voltage source and current source. These are practical. Ideal means they have the ideal are defined by their internal resistances. Okay. Now come to this point. इस पे आइए. डिपेंडेंट एलिमेंट्स आर एज चार तरह के डिपेंडेंट एलिमेंट्स होते हैं. पहला VCVS, वोल्टेज कंट्रोल्ड वोल्टेज सोर्स. इसको बोल सकते हैं वोल्टेज डिपेंडेंट वोल्टेज सोर्स. ओके. वोल्टेज कंट्रोल्ड करंट सोर्स. नेक्स्ट current control voltage source, and final one we have dependent elements of active element, current controlled current source. Okay, I think these are the ones we all know. Passive elements. Passive elements are those which either absorbs energy or stores the energy. Absorbs the energy or dissipates the energy, or what is it? Okay, resistance, which either stores the energy or dissipates the energy. The first one we have R. R represents resistor. A resistor symbol is like this. It is further classified as linear resistor, or it can be linear or non-linear resistor. In the same way, inductor is also classified as linear inductor or non-linear inductor. Similarly, capacitor also defined as linear capacitor or non-linear capacitor. Okay, students. Now, the next part is active elements. Now the proper definition lies here. यहाँ पर एक्टिव एलिमेंट को डिफाइन ऐसे किया जाता है, when the element is capable of delivering the energy, then the element is called as the active element. See, the most important thing is example. In SSC, JE or in any of the PSUs where they take their own exams, they ask about the active element. They don't give that example. They don't give that option. This option rather, voltage source, current source, but they will give transistor and op-amps. Op-amps called as operational amplifier. Active elements. This is the most vital examples that I will tell you later on in detail, but by now you should remember these two very carefully. Okay, note point, you should note it down also. Students, फ्रेंड्स, जो आपको लगे कि नई चीज़ है, इसमें से अगर 10 सेकंड का भी कोई नया टॉपिक हो तो उसको आप नोट कर सकते हो. मे बी दैट विल बी बेनिफिशियल फॉर योर फर्दर एग्जाम्स. Here voltage and current sources are both independent sources, that you all know, but transistors and op-amps are both dependent sources. Okay, students. Next, passive elements. When the element is not capable means either absorbs energy or either stores energy. And one more thing, most important thing about are that either stores, absorbs, these are same thing, or dissipates. Dissipates, absorbs or stores by the element is called passive. And the examples of passive elements are R, L and C. Okay, R for resistor, L for inductor and C for capacitor. Now units of elements. Active elements. Active elements, voltage source and current source. So in voltage source, voltage is represented by V. If you are writing suppose 20 volt, if you are writing suppose 20 volt here, okay, 20 volt, then V represents here voltage. Okay, if you are writing 20 ampere, then A represents here current, magnitude of current and magnitude of voltage. Similarly, passive elements. Passive elements are those which either dissipates energy or stores energy. Here R only dissipates energy. R only dissipates energy और ये टोटली एब्जॉर्ब भी कर लेता है पावर को. ओके, बट एल एंड सी स्टोर करता है, एनर्जी को स्टोर करता है. आर रेजिस्टर जो होता है उसको रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं हम ओम्स से. ओम वाज अ साइंटिस्ट. हेनरी भी एक साइंटिस्ट था जिसको रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं हम लोग एल से. और फराड भी एक साइंटिस्ट था जिन्होंने रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ कैपेसिटर को दिया था. सो स्टूडेंट्स, you can note down these things. This, I think this is important, is most important for you, might be, and I hope this you can note it down in your copy, so that this is the most important point I wanted to tell you. Okay, so we will meet tomorrow in the next class. I will discuss further from this point. I will discuss from this point. Okay, see you.